In the beginning, there was only silence, a deep and endless void. Then came the roar. I am Elu-Ma, the lioness mother, and it was my voice that shattered the darkness. I roared the sun into being. My mane, a torrent of solar fire, scattered stars across the void, each one a seed of what was to come, like baobab seeds floating on an endless cosmic river. The universe awoke, not to a command, but to a song of raw, untamed life. As my light filled the expanse, another voice joined the chorus. Nadalu, the serpent griot, the weaver of stories, began to sing. His song was one of duality, of separation. With each note, the sky, a vast woven skycloth of deep blues and purples, pulled away from the primal waters below. The world split, creating a space for existence. The waters became an obsidian mirror, reflecting the sky, the stars, and the beautiful, necessary tension between them. Light and shadow, fire and water, sound and silence all found their place in this grand cosmic dance. From this newly formed earth, life stirred. I, Elu-Ma, drummed upon the clay, and with each beat, a new creature emerged. These were not the animals you know. They were hybrids of dream and dust, born from the very pulse of creation. Eagle elephants soared on mighty wings, their calls echoing through the new mountains. Fish lions swam in the deep, their scales shimmering with the memory of starlight. Their skins were etched with the tribal markings of their lineage, a testament to the earth-tone textures of their birth. The drum of creation beat on, a ceaseless rhythm of becoming. In the heart of this new world, I sculpted a sanctuary, a garden unlike any other. This was Eden, a living, breathing forest where the trees whispered ancient secrets through their textile like bark. Here, Adama, the gorilla humanoid, walked with strength and gentle wisdom, his presence a grounding force. Beside him moved Zara, the panther woman, sleek and curious, her every step a fluid dance. A vine-wrapped anklet adorned her, a symbol of her deep connection to this living land, this Afrofuturist paradise where nature and spirit were one. But the garden held more than just beauty. It held knowledge. At its center stood the tree of knowing, its branches heavy with glowing yam fruit, each one pulsating with untold truths. Zara, ever the seeker, was drawn to it. As her panther tail wrapped around her waist, she reached out. I touched the fruit not for power but for truth. It was a choice born not of defiance, but of a deep, unquenchable desire to understand the full spectrum of existence, the light and the shadow that Nadalu had sung into being. A serpent mask, a symbol of ancient wisdom, lay nearby, watching. The moment she touched the fruit, the world fractured. The harmonious sanctuary of Eden split apart. The lush greens bled into the harsh, unforgiving sands of a vast desert. The whispering trees fell silent, their branches becoming skeletal shadows. The world was now a split landscape of what was and what had to be. Zara's vine-wrapped anklet snapped and fell to the ground, broken. The chameleon spirit, once a vibrant guardian of the garden, faded into the background, a symbol of the lost harmony. Exile had begun. A new, harder journey was about to unfold. Generations passed, the world filled with tribes, builders, and dreamers, but the echoes of Eden's fracture grew into a cacophony of discord. A prophecy of cleansing began to circulate, whispered on the winds and etched into driftwood by a buffalo-headed elder named Noah. He saw the storm clouds gathering on the horizon, not just in the sky, but in the hearts of the people. He heard the coming deluge not in thunder, but in the frantic, desperate beat of the rain drum. Floating scrolls, carried by the wind, foretold a great water that would wash the world clean. Noah did not build with dead wood. He called forth a living ark, a magnificent vessel crafted from seeing reeds and the ancient bones of the earth. As he worked, the ark itself seemed to breathe, to awaken. It was a sanctuary in motion, a promise of survival. The ark sang its low, resonant song, and the beasts came. From all corners of the fractured world, they gathered the eagle elephants, the fish lions, and all the hybrid children of creation, drawn not by command, but by the melody of preservation. Twin tusks, like a promise of new beginnings, rose from the water beside the ship. Then, the cleansing waters came. A great flood, painted in a palette of deep blues and shimmering gold, surged across the land. It washed over the proud ziggurats, the monuments to division, reclaiming them for the earth. The ancestral wave patterns of the deluge were not just destructive, they were purifying. Inside the living ark, the hybrid beasts rode out the storm, a floating world of life, a testament to Noah's faith and the enduring rhythm of creation. The world was being baptized, preparing for a new dawn. After the waters receded, a new age of trial began. The people found themselves in a vast desert, enslaved under the rule of a cruel tyrant. It was here that a new leader emerged, Mosai, a jackal-faced prophet, his eyes burning with the fire of liberation. He led his cloaked people across the burning sands, their shadows stretching long like the hands of a sand clock, counting down the moments to freedom. In his hands, he carried not laws of oppression, but firestone tablets, glowing with the promise of a new covenant. His cloak was not one of mourning, but a cloak of liberation. Their oppressor was Pharaoh Ka, a terrifying crocodile-bodied tyrant who ruled from a golden chariot. He saw the people's yearning for freedom as a threat to his power. In his wrath, he commanded legions of fire lizards, their scales shimmering in the heat haze, to pursue Mosai and his followers. The earth cracked under the weight of his golden chariot wheels, and the motifs of chains seemed to bind the very air. It was a confrontation between the will to dominate and the unyielding spirit of freedom. Trapped between the desert and the sea, the people's hope began to wane. But Mosai, guided by a power greater than any pharaoh, raised his lightning staff and slammed it against the shore. The response was not a ripple, but a roar. With thunderous chants that seemed to shake the foundations of the world, the Red Sea parted. Great walls of water rose on either side, held back by an invisible force. In the passage between the waves, the tribal silhouettes of Mosai's people crossed from bondage to begin their journey toward a promised land. Freedom rose from the waves, a powerful, undeniable miracle born from faith and courage.